You're caught without insurance, it's a $200 fine and a suspended license up to 30 days. Once you provide proof of insurance, you get your license back. Now, if you're caught a second time without insurance, it's a $400 fine, so it's doubled. But what the state got away with is the 4-month license suspension. According to the Department of Revenue, it's an extra burden to taxpayers if someone isn't able to drive to work, school, or other places. Tyler Gibbs with Alpha Insurance says he's focused on protecting the families they serve, so they highly encourage for people to actually increase their liability limits.
Two major things for that. Not only is it going to better protect their assets and their family, it's also going to help protect really everyone else on the road. One of the big things about liability insurance is it's really not that expensive to get. It's one of the more cheaper things that an individual can buy, and you know that's something we kind of hone in on.
And Gibbs says increasing your liability will help pay persons' damages, medical injuries, and even help if you're sued. Now, Gibbs says sometimes the people caught without insurance is due to affording it, but he says insurance can be very affordable just based off your needs. Alyssa, back over to you.
Hillary, thank you. There are several other new laws going into effect across the country. Surfing the web will be different for computer users in California. One of the requirements of the new law is on the homepage of a website, you'll actually see a button that says, "Do not sell my data." Meanwhile, in the state of Illinois, the state will not allow DNA data collection companies like Ancestry.com to share test results with health or life insurance companies unless users give permission. Also, the state of Illinois just became the 11th state to legalize recreational marijuana. Breaking overnight, U.S. troops have fired tear gas to disperse pro-Iran protesters who have gathered outside of the American embassy in Baghdad for a second day. Dozens of pro-Iranian militiamen and their supporters were camped out at the gates of the embassy this morning. They're protesting U.S. airstrikes over the weekend that targeted Iran-backed militia. Continuing coverage now, we are seeing new body camera video that shows the moment authorities arrested a kidnapping suspect in Brookside and the moment the victim is rescued. Sean Sanders is in the Jefferson County Jail, charged with 2 counts of attempted murder. Investigators say several charges are also pending. In the body camera video, you can hear Sanders asking police to kill him. Instead, officers do tase and handcuff him on the ground. Moments later, the kidnapping victim is rescued. Police say they were able to respond so quickly thanks to a witness who called 911.
As I started going around them, we saw a lady being forced back inside. She asked us for help, and so I tried to block him in. I've got ladies in my life. I want someone to protect them. This is what God wants us to do.
The police chief says the kidnapping victim is recovering and at last check was in stable condition. Developing news now, it may not be much longer before you can drive across the I-5920 bridges in downtown Birmingham. Crews are nearing completion of the construction site there. CBS 42 News reporter Conan Gasquet joins us live in downtown Birmingham with more on what AlDOT leaders are saying about that construction. Conan.
Alyssa, an AlDOT engineer we spoke with says cars could be going across these bridges behind us here later this month. That's great news for people who drive in this area, but it's important to remember there is still a lot of work left to be done before they reach completion. Take a look at the latest construction pictures. AlDOT released these back in December. You can see the bridges have taken shape, but a lot of smaller details remain. They still have to paint both sides. They need to do grooving on the westbound side, and they still have to add overhead signs. But there is a financial incentive for the contractor to finish by January 21st, so they'll be working hard on these final details over the next couple weeks.
You're going to see them working probably starting after the first of the year. Some work going on, especially on some of the grooving. There'll be 24 hours a day trying to get that done.
But safety also is important, and AlDOT tells us that inspectors are on site to check things out as construction continues. But the bridges, once finished, will be much different from the bridges that they replaced. I'll have some of the details for you about what you can expect from the new bridges coming up in the next half hour. Live in Birmingham, Conan Gasquet, CBS 42 News. Local coverage you can count on.
Conan, thank you. Happening today, Alabama will kick off in the Citrus Bowl against Michigan in Orlando. As CBS 42 sports director Chris Brees reports, it's been a fun week for the Tide, but now it's winning time.
Well, Nick Saban always says the hay is in the barn, and that's certainly the case with the Citrus Bowl right now. Jim Harbaugh with the Wolverines shaking hands with Coach Saban from Alabama. All the prep is already done. And for the Crimson Tide, they know they are going in spirited. Forget about the playoff, the hangover of not being in the national championship. They want to pummel Michigan. They want to feel good about themselves going into 2020. And you got to think, if this team shows up, Michigan could be in for a world of hurt.
I think playing a team like Michigan in a bowl like this puts so much more on the line. I mean, it'll be one of the biggest games outside the playoffs going on. So a lot for the players. Plus, whether you're a fifth-year senior or you're a true freshman, there's still a lot of line. These bowl games get remembered forever.
And Coach Saban told us that 9 Alabama juniors have gotten a draft grade, and only Jerry Jeudy has a top 15 grade from the NFL right now, which makes you wonder how many of these juniors who we just assume were going to go pro will actually come back for a senior season with vengeance on their mind to go out as national champions. We'll go back to you in the studio.
Chris, thanks. It's 6:09 now, and the search is on for the owner of a missing pig in Shelby County. What you need to do if your pet is missing, that's ahead. But first, a series of motel robberies in West Alabama. Who police want you to look out for? That's next. Griffin?
We got a cool and sunny New Year's Day on the way. Basically, what we had yesterday, more of that for today to kick off 2020. Unfortunately, though, rain is on the way tomorrow, and it sticks around for Friday, enough to prompt an aerial flood watch. We'll talk more about what that means coming up after the break.
You're watching CBS 42, local coverage you can count on. With Art Franklin, Alyssa Rothermick, meteorologist Nate Harrington, and real-time traffic with Michelle Logan. This is the CBS 42 Morning News with Art Franklin.
We welcome you back to the CBS 42 Morning News, giving you a live look at Times Square in New York City. Still very active this morning. after the big party and ball drop for New Year's Eve last night. We know cleanup crews got out there right away, and they are already planning ahead to next year's New Year's Eve celebration. Here in Birmingham, believe it or not, it is colder than New York City. Let's send things over to meteorologist Griffin Hardy.
It is colder and I would argue more gorgeous over Alabama right now. Have a look at this beautiful sunrise to kick off 2020 early this morning. And thankfully the sun is going to be around for much of the day for the rest of the day today. Here's the satellite radar view. Not much happening all across Alabama, just clouds streaming overhead, which does make the sunrise that much more beautiful outside for sure. Definitely chilly though. 33 degrees in Birmingham right now, just 1 degree above the freezing point, 33 in Tuscaloosa as well, and then some spots even in the upper 20s. We'll warm up to the mid and upper 50s today, especially here in Birmingham with lots of sunshine. We'll talk about the rain, which starts to move in tomorrow and for Friday coming up in just a bit. Alyssa, back over to you.
All right, Griffin, thank you. From our Tuscaloosa newsroom, police need your help to identify a robbery suspect. Police say the man that you see right here robbed several motels in Tuscaloosa County over the past several months. During each holdup, they say he showed a handgun and took off with an undisclosed amount of cash. Investigators say the man they're looking for robbed the Days Inn on Skyland Boulevard on December 8th. He also held up 2 Econo lodges on McFarland Boulevard. One robbery happened on December 15th, the other back on August 24th. Investigators are warning other motels and hotels in the area to be careful.
Well, you need to always be cautious of the people that are coming in and out of your business. If you see anyone that's fitting that description, to please call the law enforcement agency in your jurisdiction.
Anyone who has any information about these robberies is asked to call Tuscaloosa County Crime Stoppers at 205-752-7867. Covering Shelby County this morning, the Pelham Police Department looking for the owner of this pig. Animal Control captured it on Deer Crest Circle yesterday. For now, it's being housed at Oak Mountain State Park. If you know who the pig's owner is, you are asked to contact the park. We have a pig on the loose on New Year's Day.
Oh gosh, I already forgot the name of the pig from the movie. What movie was
Babe.
that? Babe. Yes. Babe's on the loose. That's who it is, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit lighter news out of the police departments this morning.
That's great. I love that.
Light news out of the weather department too, because we've got a great day ahead before some rain though.
We do. Yes, it's going to be a great day today before the rain gets here tomorrow. Here's a nice, beautiful sunrise to kick off 2020 for you over in Calhoun County from Anniston, looking over the nice, beautiful hills of Anniston early this morning in East Alabama. The sun's going to come out. It's going to stay out for most of the day today. And it is chilly, though, as you head out the door. 30 degrees in Anniston right now. Most of us in the low 30s and upper 20s this morning. That's cold, but it's not ridiculously cold for this time of year. Normally the 1st of January, we're at roughly this cold. 33 degrees in Birmingham as well as over in Tuscaloosa. More low 30s up to the northwest in Hamilton and Fayette. 34 right now in Coleman. Again, here's a satellite picture. It's nice and quiet in Alabama. We have clouds that are just streaming overhead. This is out ahead of our next developing system, which is much farther to the southwest. But for right now, we have high pressure at the surface. That's that classic calm weather feature that's going to keep the sunshine going for most of the day today. But unfortunately, the rain will definitely be moving in tomorrow morning. It'll start light early in the morning, but as the day goes on, the rain will certainly turn heavier and more widespread, especially to the west and northwest of Birmingham. Those are the spots that are most likely to see the heaviest rain through Friday. And our rainfall totals do look pretty impressive for these areas, especially, again, along and northwest of I-2059. We'll have 3 to 5 inches of rain possible. And this big swath of purple that you see here, this has been pretty consistent over the past few model runs. And where exactly this develops may shift a little bit, but certainly a lot of rain is likely. And it looks like most of that will again be falling to the northwest of Birmingham. So it's no surprise that this aerial flood watch matches up with that. This aerial flood watch is in effect until 6 p.m. Friday for everybody to the northwest of I-2059. And again, that will be a little bit different than a flash flood watch. A flash flood watch happens over a short period of time. This will be a little bit more prolonged, although, flooding of roadways and low-lying areas will still be possible with this next rain event that we've got. So again, the rain will start tomorrow morning, persist through Friday, begin to taper off by Saturday morning, and then once we get to Sunday, that's when it will finally fully move out of here. And with that, here's your full 7-day forecast. Sunny and cool again for today. Rain likely for most of tomorrow and for Friday. Once we get past the rain, the temperatures cool back down to the 30s, which again is average for this time of year, but for us in Alabama, that's certainly very cold. And again, with that, highs back up into the 50s. And now that the holidays are officially over, if you are still trying to figure out what to do with your Christmas tree in today's Weather Wednesday, we've got you covered. Meteorologist Sarah Canty takes a look at tree recycling.
Between 25 to 30 million real Christmas trees are sold in the U.S. each year. Doesn't sound so environmentally friendly, but we can make up for that by recycling. There are tons of ways your recycled trees can be used as a gift back to the planet. I'll show you how on CBS42.com. Just look for Weather Wednesday.
Very cool information to look forward to. Be sure to check that out, CBS42.com. Alyssa, back over to you.
All right, Griffin, thank you. Continuing coverage now. President Trump welcomed in 2020 in Florida. But a new year does not mean last year's political drama is going anywhere.
At a New Year's party at his Mar-a-Lago resort in Florida, President Trump said he'd welcome an impeachment trial in the Senate.
As far as I'm concerned, I'd be very happy with the trial, because we did nothing wrong.
The House voted exactly 2 weeks ago to impeach the president.
When we see what they're doing.
Since then, Speaker Nancy Pelosi has held the 2 articles from the Senate delaying the trial.
Nancy Pelosi should be ashamed of herself.
Democrats want new witnesses to testify in order to learn more about President Trump's decision to withhold military aid from Ukraine.
Mick Mulvaney, John Bolton, Michael Duffy, and Robert Blair were intimately involved and had direct knowledge.
Rudy Giuliani, the president's personal attorney, has conducted his own investigations into unsubstantiated claims about the Bidens and the 2016 election. He says he is willing to testify.
I'm not going to tell you what I found out until I have a proper forum to do it.
When the Senate trial does happen, Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts will preside.
He will try to preside in a way that is honorable and impartial and lends a credit to the court that he leads.
Yesterday, Roberts released his annual year-end report. In it, he wrote, "We should reflect on our duty to judge without fear or favor, deciding each matter with humility, integrity, and dispatch." The Senate returns from its winter break on Friday.
Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is heading to Ukraine this week. He'll meet with the Ukrainian president on Friday. Your time right now is 6:20. Thousands expected at one stadium today, but not for a game. The event that's drawing so many to MetLife Stadium, that's ahead. But first, the fires continue to rage in Australia. Next, a look at how much damage that wildfire is doing. Griffin?
And our high temperatures today will be mild by January standards. It's cold outside this morning, but not bad for this afternoon. Mid and upper 50s, lots of sunshine. We'll go over that full 7-day forecast one more time for you coming up after the break.
I'm David Begnaud. Coming up, Tony Dokoupil's conversation with Kennedy Center honoree Linda Ronstadt. Start your New Year's Day with us. We'd love to have you. Coming up on CBS This Morning.
You're watching CBS 42, local coverage you can count on. This is the CBS 42 Morning News with Art Franklin.
Welcome back to the CBS 42 Morning News. Here's a look at your morning rush. There is still no rain in the forecast to help firefighters who are fighting raging wildfires in Australia. Thousands along the country's southeast coastline were forced to leave their houses and take shelter on the beach. About 12 million acres have already burned in the past few months and more than 1,000 homes destroyed. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says there have been 2,561 cases of lung injuries related to vaping since the summer. Health experts say 55 people have died. New cases have been declining since a peak in September. President Trump says the federal government will soon announce a new strategy to tackle underage vaping. And happening today, thousands are expected to converge on MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. They will be there to celebrate the completion of 7.5 years of study of the Talmud. This event will be the 13th occasion and is celebrated by thousands of Jews worldwide. Your time right now is 6:25. A new year could bring a change to the traffic in downtown Birmingham. Where does the Interstate 5920 bridge construction project stand? Find out straight ahead. And the insurance law in the state of Alabama changing. How it could affect your coverage is coming up next. Griffin?
And here's one last look at your full 7-day forecast. Sunshine again for today. It's still going to be cool outside. Rain moves in tomorrow and likely sticks around all day Friday. Begins to work its way out of here by Saturday morning, and then we stay sunny and cool for much of the start of next week. We'll be right back.
Live with local coverage you can count on. This is the CBS 42 Morning News with Art Franklin.
Good morning and welcome to the CBS 42 Morning News. I'm Alyssa Rothermick alongside meteorologist Griffin Hardy. Thanks for joining us this morning. We are being greeted with just the most gorgeous view this morning.
Look at it.
Yes,
oh, it's gorgeous.
Start off the new year.
Yes, we have a gorgeous sunrise to kick off 2020. All of us are seeing sunrises like this across central Alabama. Sumiton is just one of the spots where we can pull it up on our camera, and it looks just spectacular out there, although it is very cold to start off the new year. 33 degrees in Birmingham, as well as in Alabaster and Clanton, 1 degree above the freezing point, some spots in the upper 20s. Although this is cold, this is not abnormally cold for this time of year. This is roughly the average low temperature for this time of year. And again, for the rest of the day today, lots of sunshine topping out today in the mid and upper 50s. We'll talk about the rain that moves in tomorrow and for Friday coming up in just a few minutes. Alyssa, back over to you.
Griffin, thank you. Continuing coverage this morning on the Interstate 5920 bridge construction project. The new year could mean the completion of the project that has changed traffic for downtown for months now. CBS 42 News reporter Conan Gasquet joining us live near the construction site with the latest on the project. Conan.
Well, listen, it's easy to see from where we are that construction is getting very close to completion on this project. Take a look at the view that we have over the bridge now. You can see things are looking pretty good out here. They've certainly made a significant amount of progress on this project. Crews are going to be working on the final details here over the next few weeks. And you can also see some of the latest construction pictures released to us by AlDOT. An AlDOT engineer tells us it is possible these bridges will be ready for cars to go across later this month. If that is the case, though, it's important to remember the bridges feature a different configuration from the previous ones. It'll mostly be 5 lanes instead of 3. They'll also have fewer exits, which means less weaving as cars make their way through.
We think the congestion and the conflict will be a lot less than the previous design.
He says the primary exits will be I-65, Red Mountain Expressway, and 31st Street. Now, they do still have a good bit of work to do on grooving, striping, and getting overhead signs in place. But again, AlDOT engineers tell us it is possible they could be ready for cars to go over these bridges sometime later this month. Live in Birmingham, Conan Gasquet, CBS 42 News. Local coverage you can count on.
And changes could be coming to a portion of Interstate 65 in Shelby County. An AlDOT spokesperson says they are working on a widening project. It would add a 4th lane from exit 242 in Pelham to Interstate 459. It would complement a project already in the works.
The existing project that we have to widen in Shelby County has a 4th lane in it. So we're going to pave that for a 4th lane coming all the way from exit 238 up to 242, but we want to also try to get that 4th lane all the way to 459.
Leonard says construction could begin next summer. Happening today, a new law is in effect that gives people a break who are caught without car insurance. It is still a law to have car insurance if you own a vehicle, but the penalties are changing. CBS 42 News reporter Hillary Simon live in the studio this morning to explain how the law is actually getting more lenient. Hillary?
Alyssa, that's right. You know, in the past, if you were caught more than once without car insurance, your license would be suspended up to 4 months. Well, they're getting rid of that, and they're just keeping the fine. The Department of Revenue says the purpose is because taking away the person's ability to drive is an extra burden to taxpayers. As long as they can pay the fine and show proof of insurance, they can avoid the long license suspension. Now, your first offense is still the same, which is a $200 fine and a license suspension up to 30 days. Each time you're caught without insurance, your license is suspended anyway until you can just provide that proof of insurance. Tyler Gibbs with Alpha Insurance says since 2000, it's been a law to have insurance anyway for good reason.
That's something that we sell here a lot at Alpha, and that's something that I preach to my clients is that, you know, let's look at your individual situation. You know, all financial needs and bases are on a different level, and there are areas to where you can build your coverage of liability to protect your family and it be cost affordable.
And Gibbs says he always recommends his clients to increase their liability limit. Now, that new penalty change goes into effect today, and there are other legislative changes involving drivers on the legal side. We're going to have all that information for you to check out on our website, cbs42.com. Hillary Simon, CBS 42 News, local coverage you can count on.
Hillary, thank you.